Hey guys, it's Sam here, and I just want to make this video on how to prepare for your first track day. If it's not your first track day, then at least you might watch this video and see if there are any other tips that you didn't know before. Alright, so there's two categories that are really important. First one is what you might imagine, car preparation. You have to prepare your car for the track. And number two, driver preparation. With car preparation, you're going to need to pass a technical safety inspection when you get to the track. This occurs at the beginning of each event, and you're going to need to pass this to even get out on the track. Basically, the reasons for a tech inspection include you don't want loose pieces flying around in your cabin when you're driving around on track. You don't want loose pieces flying off your car, hitting other cars while you're out there on track. Now, you don't want any structural damage because, think about it, structural damage means your car frame, everything is weakened. And if you go out there and subject your car to all these extreme G-forces, your car may fail structurally, and you don't want that on track. In addition, car preparation includes things that you need to do before you even get out there on track. Things like change your engine oil. Look, your engine is going to be screaming at high RPMs much more than you would on the street, and so therefore you want good fluid, clean, good filter, replaced just in case. In addition, you want to check your brake rotors and pads. If they're not really worn at all, then you can get away with just using your existing brake pads and rotors. But if they are worn, just keep in mind you're putting your brakes through a lot on track. So if in doubt, go ahead and replace them. Lastly, you really need to change your brake fluid. Now, a lot of people don't even change their brake fluid for their street cars like ever. And I'm guilty of this on a lot of my street cars, like my Yaris, but what happens is brake fluid absorbs moisture. So it'll absorb moisture from the ambient air and the atmosphere and will actually discolor your brake fluid, and all that absorbed moisture, what happens is on the track, you're braking really hard, you're getting your brakes up to a high temperature, and what will happen is the brake fluid will come to a boil if there is a lot of water in it. And so at that point, the steam gets compressed instead of the brake fluid pushing on your brakes, and you will lose your ability to stop. Now, this is really scary, and so you don't want this to happen while you're on track. Another thing is to check your lights. Your headlights, your turn signals, and your brake lights. Look, if in any case your brake light is out and you're braking really hard, just give that person behind you that extra split second is going to help them and help you from having a very bad day. Try to keep your car as street spec or stock as possible. Now, if you've been driving your car modified for a very long time, that's another story, but if you go out and upgrade your car for that track event, you might not be in as good a shape as you might seem. In fact, some instructors don't even like it when people show up in like full tracksuit and like race tires and race pads and all this aerodynamic stuff. And it really has to do with the driver mentality. These are the type of drivers that might overestimate their own skills and just want to go really fast on the track, which really might not be the safest. In addition, it's very unlikely that they're going to be very humble and want to learn. So that's a good segue into mental and driver preparation. Mental preparation is just as important as car preparation. At the beginning of the event, there is a driver's meeting. Don't miss it. In fact, you should probably get as close to the front as you can so you don't miss anything. As far as your attitude goes, keep this in mind. You're not here to set lap records and beat your friends or try to race other people and win and pass other people, as much as we all secretly do. Try not to have that type of attitude when going out there. Simply put, this isn't an anime, it's not the Fast and the Furious, it's not a movie, right? You're not some hero that has some special powers or an innate skill that will make you a pro driver by any means. You're probably not going to be a driving prodigy, and as much as you feel like you drive really well on the street, you might have a background in street racing, who knows? The track is a completely different environment, so just keep that in mind. Hotheads are the ones that push past their limits and tend to get into trouble. Sometimes, especially in the novice classes, you'll find and bump into trains. Now trains are when there's a bunch of cars going around like right all next to each other in a line, and typically somebody up front is slower than everybody else, and so you tend to just kind of train and basically do what you do on the highway when you kind of zone out and you go on autopilot. Now trains are not fun because you're not pushing yourself, and you just feel like really you feel frustrated because nothing's moving. So pitting in at that time is perfect because you'll let the traffic go and then you can get back on track. Think about you're getting ahead of them, right? And so when you have more open track, you'll have more fun. In addition, you might want to pit out and just go on the starting grid to rest and relax for a bit. Sometimes when fatigue sets in, you don't want to stay out there on track because then you'll make more mistakes and that's when you get sloppy. Here are a few tips for you to do during your breaks. Have good etiquette. Be respectful to all the other people in your areas, whether you have a garage spot or you're out there in the parking lot. Out there on track, be respectful. When you're out there, driver etiquette on track is to let people pass you when they're behind you. Now, a lot of times it's very difficult for novices to know when there's somebody behind you because you're focused so much in front of you. And if that's the case and you don't really notice when people are behind you and want to pass you, or you have missed the flags, ask your instructor to help you. Go to all your classroom sessions. I know it might seem like, I don't want to go to the classroom, or you just feel like it's not valuable. But classroom session is very valuable for learning and sharing your experiences with the other people that are there on track with you. And you'll get to know and put a face to the car. If you really can't make it to the classroom session, let's say you have a breakdown, you need to go get a part or work on your car to get it back up and running, just at least give your instructor a heads up that you won't be able to make it to the classroom session, and give them the reason why. All right, rest when you're able to. High performance driving is actually very tiring and exhausting, and so if you can, try to get a few minutes nap. It really will help you and revitalize you, and it'll make your experience a little better. Naps can make a world of difference. Stay hydrated. Look, dehydration can cause the following symptoms: fatigue, dizziness, and confusion. So you don't want that to occur while you're driving out there at 100 miles per hour. Also during your breaks, you can check your car. So you can check your brakes, make sure they're not smoking or like cracking or anything like that, that you have enough pad material, and that your fluids are good. Also check your tire pressures after the car has cooled down. Now, another thing you want to do is when you park your car, don't just up on that parking brake. It might be a good idea to coast kind of to a stop and then turn off the car and put the car in gear. That'll prevent the parking brake from sticking and kind of causing any warp or anything bad like that. And lastly, if you're having a good time and you think you've got it, and you want to spend your breaks doing something a little more fun, ask your instructor or ask an instructor to see if you can get a ride with them. Now, this will happen during their sessions, so you might want to ask them ahead of time or like early on if you know you want to do it and you will have the time and energy. And the best person to ask is probably your own instructor, because they're more willing to take you along for a ride, and they know what you're working on, so they might be able to point some things out, show you some things, and it could be an additional teaching moment. Or if you see a cool car, maybe you can ask them for a ride. I've done this a lot, and it's really, really fun to go out in a cool car going as fast as an instructor can, which is usually way faster than what you can do. So but definitely if they aren't able to or aren't willing to, try not to think they're just being a jerk or mean. It's usually due to a variety of reasons. It could be a new car for them. They might be chasing lap times. They might be, working on tweaking and figuring out the balance of their car. And honestly, even 200 pounds can really throw off the balance of a car on track. Most of all, and lastly, enjoy, have fun. It's a good day when you can drive home from the track and you aren't riding shotgun in a tow truck. Like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos. Currently, I am running a giveaway, my first giveaway, and I will be giving away a Lotus bottle opener. And it's a custom designed by me 3D printed bottle opener, and it's in the shape of a Lotus Elise. Check out the other video for more details. Good luck, and thanks for watching. Peace. You want to learn to brake smoothly, shift smoothly, turn slowly. Bleh.